Hello, everyone, and welcome to Southern Enterprise School of Arts podcast. And today we're going to be talking about some upcoming podcasts that we're going to be doing with the local businesses here in the city of Euclid. And I think, well, before we go through all that, my name is Mr. Aaron. This is my lovely wife.
Bea and Beatrice.
Yeah, everybody call her Miss B. And the purpose of this podcast is we're going to talk about a couple of things. We're going to talk about, joining the dance school. So we're going to talk about that first because some people that's just coming on to our podcast, they want to know how you join the dance school. Then we're going to talk about some upcoming podcasts that we're going to be doing. And I'm titling that podcast called Around Euclid. And so we're going to talk about that a little later, about the businesses that we're going to be interviewing and mission and purpose behind that. So with that said, let's talk about what it takes to join the school, baby. So all our classes are free. And what are some of the things that you teach? We have two studios. We got a big one next door. And so what are some of the things that you teach? We teach ballet, and what else?
Yeah, so we teach ballet. We're going to start doing tap also, and jazz and contemporary, praise and worship, and things like that. That's what we do. Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, you excited about it?
Yeah.
And we have the ballet bars, and we have the balancing beams that we teach them how to walk on those. But all our classes are free, real quick. They're all free. And our classes are on Tuesdays from 5 to 7 and Saturdays from 2 to 5. And again, they're free to join. And to join, you just go to southernenterprise.org. I'll put a link down in the description, southernenterprise.org/sign up. Okay. And that'll take you straight to the registration form. And then that's all you got to do. And then you just have the child come. She can dress casual. She can wear tennis shoes the first day, and everything. You don't have to dress up anything fancy, tutus or leotards or nothing like that.
Right.
We'll go over all that once you join.
Yeah. You start basically at the age of 5, and on up. We have teenagers and then some adults, which it really is exciting. Sometimes a parent might get to dance with their daughters and stuff like that. And they, we just practice for upcoming events, that we're going to be performing and stuff.
Yeah. And so we got a parents meeting the last Saturday in April. So even if you haven't joined, you can come to that parents meeting. So all the parents, we got a parents meeting last Saturday in April. I don't know what date that is. I'm going to say 25th. But if it's not, it's the last Saturday because we have and it's going to be in the gym.
April.
And so we're going to be talking about the recital / performance we're going to be doing on the last Saturday in May. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the food, all that stuff, just like we normally do when we talk about upcoming shows, who's going to do what, da-da-da-da-da.
Right.
Yep. So that's the last Saturday in April. It's going to be at 2:00, the same time we normally do our rehearsals. The rehearsals are going to be in the gym, and we're going to meet like we normally do while the kids are practicing. We are going to be meeting and everything.
Right.
Yep.
It's going to be pretty exciting.
It's going to be pretty exciting. Very exciting. Yeah, that's good.
So the good thing is with the students, they get an opportunity to perform what they learn, and they have a scheduled date where they could work on it, and so they could polish up how they look and stuff like that. And I just think that's part of the reward of working so hard, is that you get to show it off to your parents and your family and friends. That's what I really like about that.
Right. And also we teach photography in this other studio here. We teach the kids podcasting, how to read from a teleprompter, and that helps them how to enunciate, sit up straight, and, word pronunciation. That teleprompter does all that. And we have them teleprompting, reading about history, like reading the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, you know, things that we have in the Bible about creation, God's word. We're a Christian-based organization. We're not ashamed of that. We tell all the parents when they join that we don't play no songs that have profanity in it, no songs that has any sexual connotations. And for the most part, the kids choose all their songs 90% of the time, and they do a good job at it. And then we do also play songs that exalt Christ. We just don't play no frivolous gospel, quote unquote, gospel music. We try to play songs that exalt Christ. Okay, real good, meaningful songs that exalt God. And so they're really good songs. And so we do a mixture of that, and because we want to introduce kids to God through dance. But also we want to teach them that you can listen to good music, good, wholesome music, okay? And so
we also do snacks.
Snacks, yep.
Kids, we give them a break time, but they can do snacks. Eat snacks like pizza.
About 30 minutes prior to leaving, we normally serve them snacks.
And we do that so the students could get to really know each other and be a friendship, a nice close relationship. Because when you build that relationship between the dancers, they end up really performing well.
Yes, that's exactly right, baby. And like you were saying, we normally throw in pizza in there every now and again. And we have these little bottles of water that we purchase. And we also encourage the parents, to donate water. You don't have to, but we encourage the parents if they want to participate in that manner. We have the small bags of Lay's potato chips we get them from Costco's and BJ's. That's where we normally go and everything.
And the fun about sharing music like this, the dancers might come up with some songs, because we work as a team, so since we work as a team, it allows us to learn a lot of things, where we're not just tracking the same old thing the same old time. So we like to listen to other people's information, say try this or try that. We do try it. We're very
Yeah. And the kids do come up with some nice little
choreography. They definitely do.
Yeah, because B be like, whoa, we gotta use it.
And it's like really great. It's fantastic. And we try to that's why they come, the next time rehearsal come, they come running down the hall because they're excited that they know once they get in there, they're gonna, come in, they're gonna have a good time.
Have a good time.
Yeah. And that's what's so, smooth and sweet about everything.
Well, let's switch gears to the businesses that we're going to start doing podcasts with. We're creating a podcast segment called Around Euclid. And the purpose of doing this is pretty much twofold, maybe threefold, but twofold. Number one, I want to have a repertoire of all the businesses in Euclid on our YouTube channel. And we want to talk to each one of those businesses, as it pertains to where they grew up, how they started their business, the struggles, the ebbs and flows of that business to get it to where it is today. Okay. And then and then we also want to do that so the kids in Euclid, like the kids that are in our area of influence, introduce some of the boys. We have about 6 boys that we teach photography to. We want to have them invite them to the podcast so they can see, how these individuals that we are interviewing struggled and nothing in life is free, and how they really had to continue to create that stick-to-itiveness and steadiness to get their business to where it is today. And then hopefully it will whet the appetite of these young kids to say, hey, look, maybe I don't want to get into being a barber, or maybe I don't want to get into any of this other business that I'm listening to Mr. Aaron interview, but it's telling me that I have to work hard in life. nothing in life is free. And so that's one of the purposes. And then our YouTube channel will be around Euclid podcast will be a go-to place where if people say, hey, you want to find out about this business, how it got started, go to Southern Enterprise YouTube channel, and you can see and just do a search for the Barbary department, do a search for Soul for Service, do a search for Leading Ladies, do a search for dot 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 dot, and you'll see how so and so came up in her area and how she struggled and finally made it. So that's the purpose of it, baby.
Exactly, sharing their success stories. That is very encouraging to me, really.
And how we going to interview Soul for Service, it was because of you. When you started, it was almost about a year ago when you started off
meeting and talking with them, and learning what they do.
Got to know
fellowshipping. I like.
You also made a donation.
Yeah.
Soul for Service.
I definitely, when I do go into a business, and once I get to know them and I come back, I do leave some kind of donation, even if it's $25 or something or whatever. But I just feel like we're all out here together trying to do the same thing and the right thing. So what we do, I think that we need to encourage people, just like the children. When they do well, we say, wow, that was very powerful what you did. We try to speak encouraging words, and that's what everybody needs every once in a while.
So Michelle Lutz, she is the coordinator for the Euclid chapter of Soul for Service. So we're going to be interviewing her and everything, and they're real familiar with my wife, and we've been down there and took some pictures of the business and everything. And so when we talk to Michelle, we'll be able to show you some pictures of what they do and everything, and introduce you to Soul for Service. And then I think we're going to be doing a podcast on April 16th.
One thing I like about Soul for Service is they're really good ladies. They all you go into the room and it feels very relaxing. You don't feel like you don't feel like you rushing doing things. They just take you through, look at the material, and they just take their time, and it seems like time stands still when you're in there, because it's really very, very informative and relaxing at the same time. And they're very just they got
welcome.
They don't make you feel like you got to rush or what you doing here type of thing. No, they do. Their presentation is excellent.
Excellent. And all the material that they use is really
good.
So the next one, Soul for Service, is going to be April the 16th. It's going to be pre-recorded, and because we're not doing any live podcasts yet, we will do those eventually. But these are going to be pre-recorded, and then hopefully, if I get everything done, I can post it that same day.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. And so the next one, Soul for Service is going to be April the 16th, and we're going to do it right up here at this studio, and we're going to kick it off around 7:00. We're gonna do a photo shoot. What I do with my businesses, when I interview the businesses, we take them next door and we do a photo shoot. We set up the whole ambiance and do a nice photo shoot of them, and then they get the pictures for free and everything. And then the young boys that'll be there assisting me, they're going to be learning how to do photography, because they'll be watching me when I do the photo shoot. And so that's what we're going to be doing with that. And so the next one that we're going to be doing is April the 20th. That's going to be the Barbary department. And that guy who owns that company, his name is Dumpy Brown, Dumpy Brown. And my wife and I went, I think it was about a week and a half ago, we went to his barber shop and everything, and sat down with him, and it looked really, really nice.
You could tell that he pours a lot of heart into what he do with his barber shop. And the employees that he have, they work as a team. You could tell that, and you could tell that they pour a lot in. I was watching one gentleman cutting a guy's hair, and you just seen the precise and the positions and
Precision, yeah.
precision, yeah, and everything. And I was like, wow. So look at that.
Very detailed.
Yeah. So when he gets up and look at himself in the mirror, he's going to be pleased.
Right, yeah, I look
He's
really
going
good.
he's going to say, I look good, and he's going to be set for the day.
Yeah, he's
you
gonna be
know.
set for the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's interesting how he was, really meticulous, how he was putting things, Dumpy, the owner,
Yeah.
how he was moving things around and
Yes.
getting things right before we,
Yes.
took pictures and stuff like that. Very
Yeah.
detail oriented
Yeah.
young man.
He Dumpy was as he was preparing for people to come in and to be serviced by him and his other employees and stuff. He had his heart was all on his sleeve and his hands. He was just moving around, cleaning stuff up, repositioning stuff, looking, measuring, and I could just see the joy that he had in his whole movement and expression. And I said to myself, I said, each client that he has that's going to come in to his salon today is going to really enjoy the atmosphere and enjoy what's happening for them.
Right, exactly. And we also going to talk about, because I'm finding some of the pictures of his. He had a mobile barbershop, and that vehicle looked immaculate.
Yeah.
And so we're going to talk about that. He sold it though, and you'll learn in the podcast when I interview him why he had to sell it. It was a good thing, but it was really nice. So I got to show you what that's going to look like.
And you could assure yourself from what we saw, and we was there for a while, that all of them that works there, and including himself, are very particular and they enjoy what they do. So they don't rush, and give you a haircut or a line. They take their time, they look back, So when that person get out that seat, they are totally together.
Right.
They're totally together.
Yeah.
And that's a good feeling.
Yep. And so they have football players, basketball players to come there, get their hair cut, and they're like incognito, that Dumpy was telling me. You won't know unless you are in the sports arena, you wouldn't know who they were, and after they left, they say that was so-and-so, that was so-and-so, and, one Nick Chubb would come there and get his haircut. He's no longer with the Browns, but when he was there, that's where he would come to get his haircut. So that goes to tell you, if you're good, your talent, your skill will draw those type of people.
Right.
It will draw.
So I think I'm learning how to get purpose and understanding and information now that I go on, and since we have the podcast. It's to listen to people. Don't listen in a rush, because then you're not really listening, you're not learning, you're just like, okay. But listen for the great details and things that you can learn and things that you could pass on and things that you could use yourself to make and it's really good just to get additional information.
And you and even though you already been doing that, I think your eyes are opening more from a podcast perspective.
That's what it is.
But you're like 26, 27 years in banking. My wife is retired now, but we're gonna do a podcast one day and Bea's banking, how she gets the skill set that she has now, the listening skills, the investing advice. We're not gonna, like, when you do a podcast, we're not gonna name names. We're just gonna say a client. You encourage the client to do this because it'll help people out there, baby. There's kind of like, should I move my money here? Should I move my money there? What should I do with this?
I think so. Like I'm not.
I wanted to say that for another podcast though.
Yeah, please.
When I interview.
Okay, so anyways, I'm not no big deal. I just like this. I say it like this. I like to help people, and I like to read, and I like to pass it on what I learn and read, and help you out.
Bea is very plain Jane. She likes to keep it simple, okay? And she's a straight shooter. And we'll talk about some of those things in banking.
So And we'll talk about some of your things.
Yeah, we do 2
'Cause
podcasts.
Aaron used to be in the military, so he actually served the service. He served for
11 years.
11 years
Mhm.
and risked his life for all of us,
Mhm.
and that's a beautiful thing because we have a dancer here right now. They'll be leaving soon.
Yeah, her dad he's going to Sergeant Major Academy. So when you reach the highest rank, which is, well, you have first sergeant, then you have sergeant major, then you have command sergeant major. Well, you go to school so you can get your command sergeant major. So he must be like a first sergeant right now. And then he's going to Fort Bliss, Texas to go to Sergeant Major Academy. And then when he comes out, he'll be a command sergeant major, which is very exciting.
Yeah. And the strangest thing that I found was really beautiful was his daughter. I guess since that she, they did the traveling and she gets to see the different things, and her father, was in the military, and her mother, and she got a lot of sisters and brothers and stuff like that. But the blessing that I see in her is she's a young girl with a heart that is mature, and she is not, she's quiet.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say quiet storm that was going on in my mind.
Yeah. Exactly what I was thinking, yeah. And so she was helping the dancers and everything, and it was just really precious because it was just all innocent, and and I said, wow, I said she's gonna be a really I don't know what to say, just a beautiful girl as she get,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Some man's gonna be lucky for her. Yeah.
So circling back around to Michelle Lutz, Sofa Service, we're going to be interviewing her on April the 16th at 7 p.m. We're going to do a photo shoot of her on at 6 p.m. And that's going to be really, really nice. And then we'll go right on into the podcast. And so the next one I think we have is April the 30th. And I think that one is going to be Leading Ladies. And the lady that we're going to be interviewing, her name is Sabrina. And I don't have her last name before me, but it is Sabrina who we're going to be interviewing and Leading Ladies. And so that's going to be Sabrina Humphreys. That's her last name. Sabrina Humphreys. We didn't get a chance to meet her. We just talked in the email. But hopefully before April 30th, you and I get over to our business and take some photos. Because what I normally do, I spend about 10, 15 minutes with the business person that I'm interviewing, the business owner, and we take some pictures of their business and everything. And we use those pictures as talking points. And we talk a little bit about their history, background, and everything. Give me a chance to see their business and everything. So you want to say anything else regarding that, baby?
Yeah, so some fun stuff is if you're interested in us broadcasting, information about what you do, or you want to be
on the podcast.
Be on the podcast. You want to promote your business. You want to promote your future thoughts. Here's a place that you could do it. And, we're glad to help you do that because. We just like, helping people, and people should help people.
Yep. So if you just drop some your message in the comments, I do read the comments because they show up on our business phone and everything. So if you leave a note in the comments, we'll get right back with you saying, hey, I want to join. I'd like to be on your podcast and everything. We'll reach out to you.
And he'll do it right away. It ain't like you reach out like and you get a response like a month later. No, you would get it within 24
and
hours.
I'll put our email in the in the description. It's Southern Enterprise Ohio at gmail.com. We'll just drop that in there saying email your request to Southern Enterprise Ohio at gmail.com.
So if you have a thought or something that you want to try to start or get it, a jump on
business ideas,
anything.
Get that promoted, get it out there. We'll do that.
Aaron, I'll be glad to interview you.
Yep.
We appreciate you listening to us now. We thank you for that, and we hope that your families are well loved and safe.
Yeah. So we have the Leading Ladies, Sabrina Humphrey, April 30th at 7 p.m. At 6 p.m., we're going to do the photo shoot of her at 6 p.m. And then we will have the podcast at 7. And then the last one that we have in the pipeline is going to be May 21st. And the lady is Dr. Doreen Bertz, Berts. She has that little bookstore down here inside the Show Culture Center. Really nice bookstore. She sent some pictures also. They had candles and all that. And matter of fact, I just seen her today when I was coming into the office. And she said, "Oh, I know you and Bea, you guys came by and stuff like that." And I said, "Yeah, we're gonna come and see her this coming Saturday to stop in for a while, take some pictures, of her business and everything, and just, briefly introduce ourselves again, and stuff like that, and take some pictures and stuff for some talking points for the podcast." And we're gonna be doing a podcast of her on May 21st at 6:00. So we got a couple of them that we have now in the pipeline, and I'm reaching out to other businesses to get them in the queue of the interview and everything, and then hopefully it'll grow to be something really, really good. And it'll also be good for the young men and young women to see how these other businesses are growing and things of that nature. Okay.
Yep.
So I think that's about it as far as I know. You got anything else you want to say, baby?
No, but just thank you for taking the time to listen. And, if you have a dream, try to
pursue it. Pursue it.
And if it works, that's good. And if it doesn't, you still try. And then keep on moving.
And just keep on moving with it. So don't forget to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel, and give us a thumbs up, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another episode. And we hope you continue on this journey with us, especially if you subscribe. Wouldn't it be something where you could say, I was with them when they first started their YouTube channel, and now it has grown to like 5,000 subscribers, 15,000 subscribers, and they done interviewed 150 businesses in the city of Euclid, and it's really growing, and we have inspired so many of our young kids, because it's all about our next generation. Okay, and they need to understand that you got to work hard and stay in there, and things don't come to you right away. You got to work hard for it. Okay. So with that said, we see you guys later. Love you. Bye.
Love you.